Stop everything for a moment and really let this sink in, because what just happened in Dallas didn't just impact a single game on the schedule, it sent a shockwave through the entire identity of this franchise. After weeks, even months, of criticism, doubt, finger-pointing, and relentless noise aimed squarely at the quarterback position, the Dallas Cowboys went out and beat the Washington Commanders, and with that win, they shattered one of the most toxic and lazy narratives of this season. The headline said, "He's out," and after what we just witnessed, the meaning is unmistakable. Dak Prescott is out of the blame game. And the speed of this shift is what makes it so dramatic. Not long ago, the conversation around the Cowboys felt heavy, almost suffocating. Every loss reopened the same wounds. Every stalled drive became more evidence. Every interception was treated like a final verdict. Is Dak the problem? Has he reached his ceiling? Is Dallas stuck spinning its wheels with no real future? These weren't fringe opinions whispered in comment sections. They dominated national television, sports radio, podcasts, timelines, and even split Cowboys Nation right down the middle. And then, in one afternoon against Washington, Dallas flipped the script. This wasn't just another win in the standings. This wasn't just padding a record. This was resistance. This was pushback. This was a team refusing to let its entire season be reduced to one talking point. From the opening drive, the tone felt different. Dak Prescott didn't look rushed. He didn't look tight. He didn't look like a quarterback playing scared or trying to silence critics with every throw. He looked composed, confident, in control. For anyone listening who might be newer to football, the quarterback is the engine of the offense. He reads the defense, adjusts protections, calls audibles, and decides where the ball goes on every snap. Against the Commanders, Dak dictated the tempo instead of reacting to chaos. The offense moved with rhythm instead of panic. The ball came out on time. Short throws turned into manageable downs. Third downs were converted. The run game forced Washington to respect balance instead of pinning its ears back. Play action slowed the rush. Drives stayed alive. That might not dominate highlight reels, but that's how games are actually won in the NFL. And as the minutes ticked by, it became impossible to ignore a simple truth. The Cowboys weren't surviving in spite of their quarterback. They were functioning because of him. And that's where this story turns uncomfortable. Because if Dak Prescott isn't the problem, and this win made that painfully clear, then someone else is. And that's the part of the conversation that doesn't trend as easily. It's easy to blame the quarterback. It's easy to slap a hot take in a headline. It's much harder to talk about roster construction, defensive inconsistency, coaching decisions, situational football, discipline. But this victory over Washington forced that conversation into the open. Dak didn't suddenly become a different player overnight. This wasn't a miracle transformation or a lucky afternoon where everything bounced his way. This is who he's been. What changed is that the Cowboys finally played complementary football. The offense executed without self-inflicted wounds. The defense didn't collapse at the first sign of adversity. The team stayed disciplined instead of unraveling. And when those pieces come together, the quarterback debate loses its power. Let's be very clear about the title that sparked all of this. "He's out" does not mean Dak Prescott was cut from the roster. It means he was cut from the list of excuses. For decades, Cowboys quarterbacks have carried a burden unlike almost anyone else in the league. That star on the helmet comes with history. It comes with expectations that stretch back generations. It comes with comparisons to legends, championships, and eras that fans still talk about like they happened yesterday. And when things go wrong in Dallas, the quarterback always feels it first, harder and louder than anywhere else. Dak Prescott has lived inside that pressure cooker his entire career. Every interception magnified, every loss dissected, every playoff disappointment replayed endlessly. He's been praised, doubted, defended, attacked, and questioned more than most quarterbacks with similar production. And yet, when this team needed stability after weeks of chaos, he delivered a performance built on control, efficiency, and leadership. Not reckless, not desperate, just effective. The kind of performance that reminds you why franchises don't casually move on from quarterbacks who can steady the ship. And Cowboys Nation felt it. You could sense the shift almost immediately. This didn't feel like a fluke win. It didn't feel like a lucky bounce or a meaningless late-season result. It felt like validation, like proof that the conversation had gone too far in one direction. Fans weren't just celebrating the scoreboard, they were reacting to what the win represented. Because here's the dangerous part of this victory. It removes the easy target. When the quarterback is no longer the automatic answer, accountability spreads. Coaching decisions come under sharper scrutiny. Defensive lapses become harder to ignore. Personnel choices matter more. Front office philosophy matters more. This win didn't magically fix everything wrong with the Cowboys, but it exposed where the real questions should be aimed. And zoom out even further, and this moment fits perfectly into the larger Cowboys story. This franchise has always lived under the brightest lights. Success is expected. Failure is amplified. There is no quiet rebuild in Dallas. There is no patience without pressure. And when that pressure builds, it either fractures a team or forges it. Against Washington, the Cowboys showed signs of a team choosing the second path. This is what belief looks like. This is what response looks like. This is what refusing to fold looks like. Now, does one win erase the season?
No.
Does it guarantee future success?
No.
But it does change the conversation, and that matters more than people want to admit. Narratives shape locker rooms. Narratives shape confidence. Narratives shape how teams respond when adversity hits again. And instead of folding under the weight of criticism, the Cowboys responded. Dak Prescott responded. And in doing so, they forced everyone watching to rethink what they thought they knew. So when you hear, "he's out," understand the real meaning behind it. The scapegoat is out. The lazy storyline is out. The automatic blame is out. What's left is responsibility across the entire organization. Now it's on Dallas to prove this wasn't just a moment, but a direction. It's on the coaches to build consistency instead of excuses. It's on the defense to show up when the offense does its job. It's on the front office to make decisions that match the belief they've shown in their quarterback. Cowboys fans, this is where your voice matters. Was this the turning point you were waiting for, or just a temporary pause in a longer debate? Drop your thoughts, stay engaged, and keep watching closely, because if the Cowboys keep winning, this story isn't fading away. It's only getting louder. How about them Cowboys?